You look incredibly refreshed today. I have to ask,
Oh.
what's your secret?
Uh, no secret stash. I've just been,
Did you find a hidden coffee stash I don't know about?
no, no, no.
Okay.
No secret stash. Just been diving deep into the world of sleep optimization lately.
Hmm.
It's amazing how much you can improve with a few simple tweaks, you know?
Okay.
You,
You've
that's,
officially piqued my interest because, I'm always struggling to get a good night's sleep.
yeah.
So what kind of tweets are we talking about here?
Well, imagine your body and brain as a room with just a few windows
Okay.
to know when it's time to sleep or wake up.
Right.
They need signals from the outside world, right?
Interesting analogy.
Yeah.
So what are these signals we're supposed to be paying attention to?
Think basic things like light and darkness,
Hmm.
temperature,
Okay.
when and what you eat,
Okay.
how much you move around.
Right.
Even that afternoon, coffee can be messing with your sleep.
Right.
It's all about hitting the right switches to get your sleep on track.
I'm all his ears. Hit me with these sleep optimization secrets.
Okay,
Where do we even begin?
let's start with the light.
Okay.
It's the most powerful signal of all.
Yeah.
Morning light, especially sunlight, is like a giant wake-up call for your body.
Right.
It's like hitting the reset button on your internal clock.
I've heard about that.
Yeah.
I'll think about sunlight boosting a hormone that helps you feel awake.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That hormone is called cortisol.
Okay.
And while it gets a bad rap for being a stress hormone,
Right.
in the morning, it's actually our friend.
Right.
Think of it like your personal energy booster, helping you feel alert and ready to take on the day.
Soaking up some sun first thing in the morning sounds easy enough.
Yeah.
But what if you're not exactly a morning person and the sun's barely up when you are?
Even if you can't get outside right away, try to get some bright light in as soon as possible.
Okay.
It might not be as powerful as the sun, but any bright light will help nudge your body in the right direction.
Got it.
Yeah.
Soaking up the sun in the morning or at least flipping on those bright lights.
Uh-huh.
What about when it's time to wind down at night?
Here's where things get a bit tricky.
Okay.
While darkness is essential for producing melatonin,
Right.
the sleep hormone,
Uh-huh.
even dim artificial light can mess with your sleep.
Right. I've heard all about the evils of blue light from phones and computers.
Blue light is definitely a major culprit.
Right.
It's like kryptonite for melatonin production.
Yeah.
But the intensity of the light matters, too.
Okay.
Even dim light can be disruptive if we're bathed in it for too long in the evening.
So we should be ditching our devices and living like cave dwellers after sunset.
Well, not quite, but dimming the lights as much as possible, especially a couple of hours before bed, can make a world of difference.
Okay.
Think cozy, warm light,
Yeah.
like candlelight,
Right.
or even a Himalayan salt lamp.
Mm.
Those can create a relaxing vibe without messing with your melatonin.
I actually love that idea.
Yeah.
Makes your home feel like a relaxing spa.
Exactly.
Okay, we've covered light.
Yeah.
What about temperature?
Yeah.
Does that really play a role in how well we sleep?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Your body naturally cools down as you fall asleep.
Hmm.
It's like your body's way of signaling that it's time to power down for the night.
Hmm.
A cooler room helps facilitate this process.
So blasting the heat before bed is a big no-no.
Not if you want to sleep soundly.
Right.
Think cool and comfortable.
Oh, right.
Ideally, somewhere between 65, 68 degrees Fahrenheit.
Gotcha.
It might take some experimenting to find your sweet spot.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And here I thought snuggling up in a warm bed was the key to good sleep. I do have one question, though.
Yeah.
A hot bath before bed always seems to make me sleepy. Does that not count?
That's a great point.
Yeah.
A hot bath actually raises your body temperature initially.
Okay.
But here's the trick.
Right.
As you cool down afterward, it creates a more dramatic temperature drop. And that's what really triggers sleepiness.
Right.
It's all about the contrast.
Okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
So no cranking up the thermostat, but a hot bath is fair game.
Exactly.
Okay, what about the food we eat?
Yeah.
Surely that impacts our sleep too, right?
You got it.
Yeah.
What you eat and when can definitely make or break your sleep quality.
Okay.
Think of it this way. A big meal close to bedtime is like giving your body an all-night work assignment. Instead of resting and recharging,
Yeah.
it's busy digesting.
Oh, I'm definitely guilty of late night snacking,
Yeah,
especially when I'm up working late.
I get it.
So that explains why I sometimes toss and turn all night.
It's more common than you think.
Okay.
Try to finish eating at least 2 to 3 hours before bed. Give your body a chance to digest and switch into sleep mode.
Makes sense. Now let's talk about the elephant in the room.
Okay.
Caffeine.
Ah, yes. The
Yeah.
double-edged sword keeps us going during the day,
Yeah.
but can seriously sabotage our sleep if we're not careful.
So that afternoon latte might be the reason I'm staring at the ceiling at midnight.
This is definitely a possibility.
Okay.
Caffeine can stay in your system for hours,
Right.
making it harder to fall asleep and messing with your sleep cycles.
Okay.
Aim to avoid caffeine for at least 6 hours before bed.
Hmm.
It might be tough at first, but your sleep will thank you.
Okay. I'm willing to give that a try.
Yeah.
Especially if it means finally getting a good night's sleep.
Yes.
I'm sensing a theme here.
Uh-huh.
It's all about being mindful of what we do and when we do it.
Yes. It's all about timing.
So what about exercise?
Yeah.
Does that play a role in all of this too?
Absolutely. Exercise is fantastic for overall health
Right?
and can definitely help you sleep better,
Hmm.
but the timing is key.
Okay.
Think of it like this.
Yeah.
A strenuous workout right before bed is like revving your engine right before you park the car.
Right.
Your body needs time to cool down and shift gears into sleep mode.
So hitting the gym right before bed might not be the best strategy.
Exactly. Morning or afternoon workouts are generally better for sleep.
Okay.
They give your body plenty of time to relax and wind down before bed.
Yeah.
But even a gentle evening walk or some light yoga can help you unwind.
Right.
It's all about finding what works best for you.
Right. Yeah. Absolutely.
That's right. It's like giving your body a gentle nudge toward relaxation.
Right.
Yeah.
Speaking of relaxation,
Uh-huh.
have you ever explored sleep supplements?
Yeah. Have you?
I've definitely seen those advertised everywhere.
Yeah.
But I've always been a little skeptical.
Right.
Do any of them actually work, or are they just clever marketing?
Some sleep supplements can be really helpful,
Yeah.
especially if you've already nailed the basics of good sleep hygiene,
Okay.
but still find yourself struggling,
Right.
like adding an extra layer of support for your sleep.
Okay, so not a magic cure-all, but potentially a helpful boost.
Right, exactly.
What kind of supplements are we talking about?
One popular one is magnesium,
Okay.
specifically magnesium threonate.
Hmm.
It's been shown to improve both sleep quality and duration.
I've heard of magnesium,
Yeah.
but what makes this threonate version so special?
Think of it as a VIP pass for your brain.
Hmm.
It can cross the blood-brain barrier more effectively than other types of magnesium,
Okay.
meaning it can directly influence brain function,
Right.
including sleep regulation.
Hmm.
It's like giving your sleep cycle a direct boost.
Wow, that's fascinating. Are there any other supplements worth considering?
Another helpful one is apigenin.
Okay.
It's a natural compound found in chamomile.
Interesting.
It's known for its calming effects
Okay.
and can help you relax and drift off to sleep more easily.
Chamomile tea.
Yes.
That makes so much sense.
Exactly.
I always feel so relaxed after a cup of chamomile tea.
It's like a gentle lullaby for your nervous system.
That's great.
And finally, there's theanine,
Okay.
an amino acid found in green tea.
Okay.
Theanine has been shown to reduce anxiety and promote a sense of calm,
Right.
which can definitely lead to better sleep.
So we've got magnesium threonate working directly in the brain,
Yes.
apigenin calming things down,
Uh-huh.
and theanine helping us unwind.
Yeah.
Sounds a pretty beautiful trio.
It is. It is.
Yeah.
Many people find that taking these supplements together
Okay.
about 30 to 60 minutes before bed
Hmm.
makes a noticeable difference in their sleep.
But as always, it's important to talk to your doctor before starting any new supplements.
Yes, definitely.
Just to be safe.
Right.
So beyond supplements, are there any other techniques or tricks we can use to help us fall asleep and stay asleep?
Yeah.
I feel like I've tried everything.
Something as simple as how you breathe
Okay.
can actually make a huge difference, specifically breathing through your nose.
Wait, what? Nasal breathing.
I know it sounds a bit strange,
Okay.
but trust me on this one.
Okay.
Breathing through your nose rather than your mouth has a bunch of benefits for sleep.
Okay.
It's like activating your body's built-in relaxation system.
I'm all for relaxing, but how does breathing through my nose do that?
Well, for starters, it helps activate the parasympathetic nervous system, which is basically your body's rest and digest mode.
Okay.
It also filters and warms the air you breathe,
Okay.
which means better oxygenation for your body.
So it's not just about getting enough air, it's about how we breathe.
It's about how you breathe.
Fascinating. But let's be real.
Yeah,
I'm a mouth breather in my
I
sleep.
can hear you.
Any tips for changing that?
One surprisingly effective technique is actually taping your mouth closed before bed. I know it sounds a little crazy.
You know what?
but it can really help train you to breathe through your nose throughout the night.
I'm desperate enough to try anything at this point.
Yeah.
Tape it is.
Yeah, why not?
Now, we've talked about a lot of ways to optimize our sleep routine.
Uh-huh.
But what about those times when life throws a wrench in our plans?
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
late nights travel, those nights when you just can't seem to switch off your brain.
Right. Those situations are when understanding your temperature minimum can be super helpful.
Temperature minimum. I'm intrigued.
Yeah.
Tell me more.
It's basically the time of day
Mm,
when your body temperature reaches its lowest point,
okay.
usually about 2 hours before you typically wake up.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah.
But how does that help me when I'm struggling to fall asleep?
Here's the thing.
Okay.
Doing anything that raises your body temperature too close to your temperature minimum can actually delay your sleep cycle,
Right.
making it harder to fall asleep at your usual time.
Okay.
It's like throwing your internal clock off balance.
So let me guess.
Yeah.
Things like exercise,
Yes.
caffeine, even bright lights
Yes.
can all mess with this temperature minimum.
You got it.
Okay.
It's like telling your body to stay awake even when it's trying to wind down.
Okay, so avoid those things before bed.
Exactly.
Got it.
Yes.
But how can we use this temperature minimum idea to actually improve our sleep?
If you need to adjust your sleep schedule,
Okay.
either to get to bed earlier or later,
Right.
try strategically timing your activities around your temperature minimum.
Okay.
It's like hacking your internal clock.
Okay, I'm following you. Give me an example.
Yeah.
Let's say I want to start going to bed earlier.
Okay.
What should I do?
Try shifting your workouts and your last cup of coffee earlier in the day.
Hmm.
The further away from your temperature minimum, the better.
Okay.
This will help advance your sleep cycle,
Right.
making it easier to fall asleep earlier.
That actually makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
What about those times when I just can't avoid being awake during my normal sleep window?
Yeah.
Like when I'm traveling across time zones or working a late shift? Any tips for minimizing the damage?
If you absolutely have to be awake during those times,
Okay.
minimizing exposure to bright light,
Mm.
especially blue light, is key.
Right.
It's like shielding yourself from a sleep disruptor.
So dim the lights.
Yes.
Put away the phone.
Yes.
Try not to stare at any computer screens.
Exactly.
But what if I need to see something?
If you need to use light,
Yeah.
opt for red-toned light. It's
Right.
much less disruptive to your melatonin production.
Red light. That's a new one.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm learning so much today.
That's good.
It's amazing how many factors we don't even realize are impacting our sleep.
It really is a complex system.
Yeah.
But the good news is that once you understand the basics
Yeah.
and have the right tools, you can absolutely improve your sleep quality
Right.
and feel the benefits of a good night's rest.
I'm already feeling more optimistic about finally conquering my sleep struggle.
That's good.
But before we wrap up,
Uh-huh.
are there any common sleep myths we should debunk? Ones that we've all probably fallen for at some point?
One big one is the idea that we can catch up on sleep during the weekend.
Oh, tell me about it.
Yeah.
Sleeping in on Saturday is basically my religion.
I get it. It's tempting to sleep until noon after a long week,
Yeah.
but unfortunately, it can backfire.
Okay.
Sleeping in on weekends can actually disrupt your sleep rhythm
Right.
and make it harder to fall asleep on Sunday night.
Mm.
It's like giving yourself jet lag without even leaving home.
So consistency is key,
Yeah.
even on weekends.
Yes, exactly.
Got it.
Aim for a regular sleep schedule,
Okay.
even on your days off,
Okay.
to keep your internal clock ticking smoothly.
Right.
Your body thrives on routine.
You know, all this talk about sleep is making me feel sleepy already.
It's contagious, huh?
But seriously, what about those nights when you've done everything right,
Uh-huh.
but you still can't fall asleep?
Yeah.
Any advice for those frustrating moments?
Instead of lying in bed, tossing and turning,
Right.
getting increasingly frustrated,
Yeah.
get out of bed and do something relaxing in dim light
Mhm.
until you start feeling drowsy again.
Okay.
Read a book,
Okay.
listen to calming music,
Right.
or even take a warm bath.
Right.
It's about breaking the cycle of anxiety
Okay.
and creating a more peaceful environment.
So no scrolling through social media
Oh, no.
or catching up on emails?
Definitely not.
Yep.
Remember, we want to avoid those bright screens,
Right.
especially in the hours before bed.
Hmm.
It's all about signaling to your brain that it's time to power down, not power up.
Makes sense. Any other tips for taming those restless nights?
If your mind is racing,
Yeah.
try a relaxation technique like
Okay.
deep breathing or medication. There are also some great apps and guided meditations
Okay.
that can help you calm your thoughts and drift off to sleep more easily.
Right.
It's like giving your mind a gentle massage.
Love that.
Yeah,
So it's about creating a peaceful environment both externally and internally,
exactly.
making sleep feel inviting,
Uh-huh.
not like a battle.
Yes, it is. Sleep is a time for restoration and rejuvenation. So
Yeah.
the more we can cultivate a sense of calm and relaxation, the better our sleep will be.
Yeah.
It's about creating a sanctuary for your mind and body.
This has been such an eye-opening conversation.
I'm
I
glad.
feel like I have a whole new arsenal of tools to finally tackle my sleep issues.
Good.
No more counting sheep for me.
That's good.
But seriously, thanks so much for sharing your wisdom with us today.
You're welcome.
I think our listeners are going to walk away from this with a whole new perspective on sleep.
I hope so.
Yeah,
I hope so too.
absolutely.
It was my pleasure.
Well,
Sleep is such a fascinating
Yeah.
and often overlooked aspect of our well-being.
yeah.
I'm always happy to share what I've learned.
And to our listeners, we wish you all the sweetest of dreams.
Sweet dreams.
Yeah, I think we've all been there. Those nights when you just can't seem to switch off your brain and sleep feels completely impossible.
It can be so frustrating.
Oh, absolutely. But I'm definitely feeling more hopeful now. I think I have a new plan,
Yeah.
a new
Yeah.
way of thinking about sleep.
Yeah.
So I think our listeners are going to enjoy this deep dive
Yeah.
and walk away with a whole new perspective on sleep.
I hope so.
So thanks again for sharing all your wisdom with us.
You're very welcome. It was my pleasure.
Sleep is so important, and we so often just sort of
Yeah.
don't pay it enough attention.
It's so essential.
Yeah. To our listeners, we wish you all the sweetest dreams.
Sweet dreams.